Right. So here we are starting with the drying section. So this is the complete diagram of the paper machine section. So you can say that paper machine section is starting from the head box. From head box, it's going to the wire section or wire part. So it's starting from here, and that means from the brace roll, it will be going up to couch roll. Till this point, the wire section. Then it is the press section. You can see first press and second press. That means paper after wire section, it is having nearly 20% solid here. 80% will be the water. And then it's entering here in the press section. We are applying the solid rolls up here, and we are applying the load with the help of the hydraulic pressure here. So it's applying the load, basically the cylinder load plus extra load that is given by the hydraulic pressure. So you can control the load here depending on the quality of paper and the water removal required here. And increasing from about 20% solid to 35%, then again from 35% to nearby to 50%. So here it's an entering to a dryer section having the moisture nearby to 50%. Right, so from 50% of the moisture, we have to increase and go up to 95% solid percentage here. That means the moisture will be only 5%. Clear? That means from 50%, we have to reduce the water content or moisture to 5%. And this is done by the dryer section. So this is the dryer section. It's most of the industries are having the cylindrical multi-cylinder drying. You can see the system here. The paper is entering here. So first of all, the top side will be coming in contact of the hot surface. Normally the surface is either stainless steel or mild steel. Only having the carbon steel is corrosion proof. That means won't be having the corrosion because paper is having a number of chemicals here, and generally these chemicals may cause the corrosion. And again, it's moving at the high speed, so there will be certain relative movement again, or friction will be applied. So in the erosion is the problem, right? So that's why we are having the carbon steel or stainless steel material on the top of the surface. But again, the another quality should be the good heat conductivity, because in the center we are feeding the steam. That's having the high temperature. Say for example, steam is having the temperature 150 degrees Celsius. From here it will be coming to the surface. So first of all, it's again being supported by the felt here. It will cross the metal surface. Say for example, thickness of metal is ½ inch. So heat energy will be passing through the metal layer here, then reaching to the outer layer of the metal surface. Then it will be coming in contact of the paper surface here, because paper is in close contact with the metal, hot metal surface here. So from here the heat will be supplied to paper, and it will be reaching to the temperature of evaporation for the water. So water that is contained in the paper, it will be converting to the water vapor from liquid to gaseous phase. And then it is being removed here with the help of the mechanism. In between here we are having the pocket ventilation system, and that will be again providing the dry air which is having the very less humidity. So that dry air will be mixing in the moist air that is having the good amount of the humidity, or you can say the moisture, and then it is being sucked from the top of the batch. So basically above this one we are having the closure here. The room like a structure with here, it is closed, and because of the water is having the water vapor lower density, so moist air will be moving in the upward direction. It will be collected in the top of the room. Getting it? And from the top of the room, we are having a exhaust line that will be taking out the moist vapor and sending to the outside atmosphere, outside the room. Right? So basically the mechanism is the heat transfer here, heat transfer and mass transfer. So mass transfer, basically the moisture is present inside the paper, in the pores, in the holes of the paper texture, because paper is having the 2, 3, even the 4 layers of the fibers along with the chemicals. and the water and moisture will be in between the whites, open area, right? So from there we have to take out the water and remove it. So mass transfer is taking place as well as the heat transfer is taking place. So temperature will increase into the temperature of the vaporization, and the water will be vaporized in the form of the gas will be coming out to the surface here, outer surface, and then it is being taken out. So basically the question is why we are having the two layers of the cylinders. One is the upper layer, you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 cylinder on the top, 8 cylinder in the bottom. Right, so there is a grouping of the cylinders here. So as you can see, the bottom cylinders is coming in contact of the top surface of the paper. Once we are going in the top cylinder here, you can see here, the surface is reversing here. Here the bottom surface will be coming in contact of the dryer cylinder. Right, again alternately it's coming here, the third cylinder, again the top surface will be coming in contact. Then on the fourth cylinder, again the bottom surface will be coming in contact. In this way, basically the vaporization or water separation will be taking place from both the sides of the paper. This should not be like that. One side will be having the higher moisture and the other side will be having the lower moisture. That's why alternately we are heating first of all the top side, then bottom side, or you can show the top side of the paper, then wire side of the paper. So continuously it's passing from top side and bottom side of paper, and when it's coming out, basically both the sides will be having the reduced amount of the water, and it's generally less than 5%. So this is the fashion mechanism of the drying of the paper here. Then it's going to the this cylinder stack. It's called as a calendering. Right? It will control the thickness of the paper because the high pressure is being applied, so it will be able to control the thickness of paper here. And at the same time, it is again controlling the smoothness of the paper because the rolls are again having the higher temperature, with a smooth surface. When the paper is passing through this one, it will be having the higher smoothness, and shining effect will be coming. So for controlling the shining effect as well as the thickness and smoothness, we are providing the calendering. So this is the basically calendering process. We are controlling the thickness of paper and the shining effect and the smoothness. That is very important. If you are having very smooth paper, you won't be able to write properly because the pen will be slipping there and the ink absorption will be less. And if you are having a very rough surface like the blotting papers you must have seen, again the writing is very difficult. So we have to control the smoothness of the paper for getting the good writing and printing quality. Then it's finally being wrapped here. This is called as the popreel on which the paper is being reeled. So reeling will be continuously done here. So you can see here it's called as a continuous process. From one side the sludge is coming, then we are moving the water in the wire section, then in the press section, then in the dryer section, and finally it's in the form of dried paper and wrapped on the popreel by the reeling process. Right, so the whole machine can be divided into sections: the wire section, press section, and drying section. Another important point here is mostly the medium of the heating. How to heat the cylinder surface or cylinder material here. So mostly the industries are using the steam for heating purpose. Right, so in the center we are putting the steam. Steam will be normally having 3 to 4 kg, and even up to 5 kg per centimeter square pressure. That's very important. The question are asked why we are providing the higher pressure for steam, and again it's not too high, not beyond 5 kg per centimeter square, because the increase of the pressure, again the temperature will be increasing, and if you are having a very high temperature, then there may be the problem in the burning or crackling of the paper surface. Right, so we are providing the medium pressure steam, generally 3 to 5 kg per centimeter square, and temperature is again varying in between 150 to nearby to 200 degrees Celsius. Right, because water will be boiling, normally it's in the open atmosphere, so boiling nearby to 100 degrees Celsius, and if it is inside the pores, maybe it will be taking 110 or 120 degrees Celsius temperature. So basically we have to provide nearby to on the surface of the paper, 110, 120 is the sufficient temperature. Right, And in this fashion, that's why we are selecting the steam in the suitable pressure and temperature range to minimize the loss of the heat energy. Again, to provide the good quality paper, there should not be the burning effect or blackening effect on the surface. These are some of the problems usually coming from the dryer section. Sometimes the pockling, that means the surface will be uneven and it will be having the rough texture on the surface. The suitable temperature should be taken. Sometimes again we are having the electrical heating inside the dryer cylinder. That's another type of the heating process. And third one is the gas fired cylinders. It means we are using the LPG gas or CNG gas. We are firing inside the cylinder and it will increasing the temperature and then it's heating the paper. Right? If we are using the steam, the removal of the steam is very important, and for that purpose, we are having the steam converting to the condensate after losing the latent heat, and that condensate should be removed. Otherwise, the whole cylinder inside will be filled with the condensate water. So for that purpose, we have to remove the condensate continuously, and we are having the efficient condensate removal system. Normally, we are having the siphon inside the cylinder. Rotating siphons are there, stationary siphons are there. It will be continuously sucking the condensate liquid water and separating it. So the sufficient space will be there inside the cylinder in which the steam will be continuously flowing. Then it will be giving you the heat to heat the surface of the steel, then heating the surface of the paper and converting to the condensate. So from one side we are feeding continuously the steam and then taking out the condensate, and the main process it will be giving you the heat energy, and that heat energy is being used for drying of the paper, because the moisture, the water will be reaching to the boiling point, vaporization point, and it will be, because the vapors are having very low density, it will coming on the surface and coming out of the pores of the paper, and then with the help of the dry air we are separating it and collecting from the top of the room air. And that's called as the condensate removal system, and the moist air removal system, the exhaust line and the suction pump will be there for removal. So this is the whole process of the paper drying. We will stop here.